guys, this is Jasmine Patel, and I am the host of From Me to We with Jasmine Patel.
Started with a dream and a microphone, one heart reaching out, never alone. Stories unfolding, voices collide, truth and kindness on the same side. Every me becomes a we when the soul speaks fearlessly. We rise together, hand in hand, building bridges across the land. From me to we, the world starts to see the light we share, the change we can be. With Jasmine Patel, our spirits ignite, turning every shadow into shining light. From me to we, oh, that's destiny. A voice for the world, a call to unity.
Hey guys, I am Jasmine Patel, and I am the host of From Me to We with Jasmine Patel, and I welcome you to the 38th episode. From Me to We with Jasmine Patel. I've said this 3 times already. So today's guest is freaking amazing, total legend. And what makes this particularly special to me is that he is one of my oldest Facebook friends. I became friends with him on Facebook back in 2020 when I was first starting out. And this is the first time that I get to meet him virtually. So I'm really looking forward to this. So with that said, let me bring the guest up. So welcome, Scott. How you doing?
I'm well, Jasmine. How are you?
Good. Thanks for being on my show. So
Very catchy intro song. I like that.
thank you. Appreciate it. So can you introduce yourself to the audience?
Of course. My name is Scott Plante, and I am a multi-genre recording artist.
Oh, nice. All right. So, okay, we're going to dive into the questions now. So,
Perfect.
The first one. What inspired you the most while creating your second full-length album?
Consciousness. So, I decided to, instead of approaching music in a sense of like just having it be from like experience to sound to finished product, I wanted to try and play a character kind of like an actor, but use my own personal experience to do just that. So, which is why on my album, you will find things that are sad, you'll find things that are angry, you'll find things that are positive and optimistic. I'm trying to bring myself to a place, and I've lived a type of life where I've had a large array of experience and emotions, so I'm able to tap into what that is and be able to project that outward and use my skills as a singer and as a musician to create a musical piece and art form out of just allowing something to kind of move through me instead of trying to mentally focus on exactly what it is.
Whoa. That is great. Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
So the next question I got for you. So like, how does it feel looking back on your 9-year recovery journey?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, that's probably a longer story than we have time for. So I'll try to scrunch it down as much as I possibly can. So, prior to getting sober, I had experienced a lot of very dark moments throughout my life. I've been through a lot of traumatic things. I've experienced a lot of things, and I've done a lot of things that I was not proud of because of my time in active addiction. But to be honest with you, my real true suffering didn't really start until I got sober. And it was because I had this large amount of stuff that I realized that I had been self-medicating for, 20 years of my life that I never faced head on. And all of a sudden I had nothing to run to. There was no more blanket. There was no more, it was, hey, this is right here, right in front of your face. I mean, I was incarcerated in state prison for almost 4 years. And coming out of that, and I help men now in transitioning out. It's a culture shock, a culture change, and in there things are very very unstimulating. So when you get out here and you start dealing with normal life stress, even just the simple colors of life, people, interactions, it brings the nervous system into complete overload, and these smallest things can set you off. And for me it was, I have a lesion on my frontal cortex, and
Mm-hmm.
they label it as a TBI, possible CTE, but anything truly related to the brain, you can't really pinpoint it and say it's definitely that, because until they dissect your brain and go through it, they can't really give you an actual diagnosis. That's just the theory of what's going on. But for me, it was chronic panic attacks, chronic hospitalizations.
Ooh.
Um, it was vertigo. It was vestibular migraines, and like I called them my attacks because I would have all these things, plus all the post traumatic stress that I had accumulated over the years, from just my time of not living a very good life. And what they would do is they would kind of, once one triggered, they would all trigger simultaneously. So what would happen is I would just kind of go into this spiral where my vision would distort, my depth perception would shift in and out. I would feel like I was, spinning around in circles. My heart rate would be so high, and it felt like my reality was shifting, and I felt like I was going to die, which is why I had an attack that lasted 2 months, which is a very
Oh.
odd. Yeah, it was brutal. And I went to the hospital continuously trying to figure out what was wrong. And I think at first people just kind of chalk you up to, okay, you've been to the hospital. I think you're just nuts. You know what I mean? They don't want to dig any deeper. And it took getting a doctor that actually cared about me enough to run tests to find out that I had a lesion on my frontal cortex, to realize that was a part of the reason why I was experiencing what I was experiencing. And I still experience that stuff to this day. I've just become very, very strong and very just durable in my ability to deal with it, to cope with it, to live a normal life even though I'm dealing with those things. And I'm grateful that the universe and God has given me the strength to be able to combat those things, so as that I can do my job good. I can be the best dad I can be. I can be the best partner I can be to my fiance, and that's it.
Wow. Wow. No words, just wow. Dang. So, like, okay, with your music, what message do you hope that listeners take away from it?
I think the core, if I were to pick like a core theme, it's going to sound corny, but it's really just one of perseverance. It's just persevering through life, because life is not really easy for anyone, and it's not intended to be. It's intended to be difficult, but I think a lot of people chase comfort, they chase gratification, they chase those things, but life is an ebb and flow.
Mm-hmm.
And the higher you up you go, the lower you'll go. And it's better to just stay balanced. Stay balanced.
Right.
Try to stay at peace, so that you can kind of cruise through life at cruising altitude. Because if you have these really high ups and these really low lows, then life becomes very unstable and it becomes very unmanageable. So really, it's about getting through life's difficulties that just naturally come with life, trials, tribulations, whatever it may be. And it's about just getting through it. And you know what? If that takes expressing to somebody that you're in pain, or expressing to somebody that you're struggling with this or struggling with, you should be able to talk about those things, especially some of the things that I touch base with in some of my songs, like addiction, suicide. I mean, most people, when they're feeling that way, they don't feel comfortable enough to talk to another human being about the fact that they're struggling with it, because they fear judgment, they fear persecution, they fear not being accepted and being helped, when that should not
Right.
be the case. They should most certainly be able to say, "Hey, I'm really not feeling well, and I could really use a hand." And it takes, for the people that do help people that are in that place, it takes a very strong person, because I know from experience that I spent a lot of time trying to help those people, but when I was at a low and I was not doing well, I was still trying to do it. And I should have recognized at that time that it wasn't a good moment for me to give out energy. That was a moment that I really should have kind of turned it around and maybe accepted some help myself. But I tend to be a really stubborn guy when it comes to mental and emotional battles.
Right.
I feel like it's a battle to be fought by me, and I believe that it has made me a much stronger person. But at the same time, I think it's really important for community and connection amongst human beings.
Wow. Yes, I agree with you. So, tell me, how has your recovery shaped your songwriting and your performances?
Oh man, so if I were to say the main thing is I can feel, and that is probably the most prominent thing. So something that I get from people when they see me live that you don't always see, say in a video or what it may be, is I'm very emotive and I'm very physically expressive in what I do. I'm very invested into the emotions that I express when I'm singing, no matter what it is, whether it's something very deep and emotional, whether it's sad, or even if it's one of my more angry songs where I'm screaming. If I'm doing that to you face to face and expressing this emotion, I'm going to give it everything I have. So what that has allowed me to do is actually feel. And without the ability to really, really feel and tune in to, like I said, consciousness, without that ability, then you're not really capable of being creative.
Right.
You have to be able to tune in to that. I mean, even if, like, say, for instance, I've written music for other people. And in order for me to be able to write music for another person, I have to be able to listen to their story, internalize their story, try to pretend like it's me living that story, feel it, and then put it on paper and hope that it aligns with how they're feeling. And most of the time, I think I've done a pretty good job at doing that. And I'm grateful that the universe has given me that ability to be able to do that and to be able to help people to channel through music when they might not be a seasoned or practiced musician or singer.
Yes, very nice. Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
Next question I got for you. So, you have played in front of like tens of thousands of people across New England. So, tell me, do you have a favorite crowd memory?
Honestly, I did something called Project Engage, and there was not really that many people in front of me. But the New Hampshire DEA does it to try to give kids in schools a chance to listen to people and be encouraged to follow a better path. And during this thing, we went live, and it was to 30,000 children in like middle and high schools across New Hampshire. And I will say that if I were to ever pick something that was probably the most important, I would say it was that, because I think if you can get a younger person on the right trajectory at an early enough
Mm-hmm.
age, then I think that could have really lasting impressions. And I think a lot of times I don't necessarily always feel like I'm a great example of how you should live your life, but I am definitely an example of what you shouldn't do. So if I'm able to point out some of the pitfalls and traps in life where someone might fall and have to really badly suffer, I will do my best to let them know that that's there, and then from there I kind of have to let go of my control. You can, because you can't dictate someone's life, but
Right.
at the same time, I can try to maybe guide and direct. And even now, with my own daughter being 2 years old, I have to think ahead, and I hope that she lives this perfectly pleasant, blissful life. But chances are she's going to have her own trials and tribulations and struggles. And at the moments that she needs me, then I am grateful that I have a large plethora of information and experience that I can share with her to try to help her cope and deal with the situations that arise with her.
Yes, I agree. All right, next question I got for you. So, so I'm not sure how much you know about me already, but if I had to describe myself in one word, it'd be a bridge, a connector, a networker.
I like that.
Um, for all my friends, I want to help in some way or collaborate or whatever. So my next question for you is how can we work together? How can we collaborate? Because another thing that people might not know about me is that I'm a musician myself. I
Okay.
love singing. I love making music. I actually play the piano and stuff and everything.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
so like how can we collaborate?
Well, I mean, you said you play the piano, and I absolutely love the piano. So that could be a very quick and easy, like simple way for us to collaborate. Is you could record a piano setting, and I could write lyrics, and I could go into the studio and record vocals to it.
Oh, well, I guess I'm gonna have to go rent myself a keyboard so I can do that then. Nice. I like that. Okay, so my next question before we move on is what advice would you give someone struggling with addiction right now?
Oh man, you want to keep it simple and just say get better, but it's so much it's so much more complicated that unfortunately. But if I were to say my piece of advice, it would be first off, you can do it. It absolutely is possible. There's no doubt about that. And first off, you have to understand that dependence on a drug or an alcohol ends up becoming a programmed behavior, which is a part of the mind and the body, and your ability to consciously make a decision to say go to a rehab or reach out to somebody with long-term sobriety for advice on how to get off safely, depending on what you've been using, because some drugs and alcohol can be very dangerous to come off of. So it's important to do it in a safe setting, but it's simply just get some help. Get some help. And like I said, if that means checking yourself into a detox or a rehab or reaching out to somebody with long-term sobriety to get some advice as to what to do, then you should do that thing, because you know what? At the end of the day, I expressed to you that a lot of my suffering came in sobriety, right? But I will say that my general quality of life and the experiences that I've gotten to have since I put that stuff behind me are immeasurable compared to what I would have ever been able to experience if I had stayed there. I wouldn't have albums out. I wouldn't have met all these amazing people. I wouldn't have my beautiful daughter. None of that stuff would have remotely been possible had I had stayed living that life. So, yeah, just get help. That's probably the best advice you could tell anybody that's not, living their life in the best manner.
Right. That's amazing. So guys, Scott recently released his newest rap song and I love it. I probably have listened to it like 7 or 8 times already. So, I'm going to show the video. I want you guys to listen to it and really feel the song. It's an amazing song. It's 3 minutes long, so we will be back after this break, if that's what you want to call it. So enjoy the video, guys.
I told myself I was never going to talk about this stuff again. But God has saved my life so many times at this point that I feel like I owe it to somebody to try to help them get out of it.
I'm trying hard, but I can't get by. Life's been pain and I don't know why. I found my way to a better life. I just gotta pray that I don't get high.
I used to get high just to get by. I could never tolerate what's in my mind. So I started to degrade and to defile everything that God gave me in my life. Then it gets insane when you upgrade. When you used to smoking weed, now it's cocaine. And then eventually the needles in your veins. Now the devil starts playing with your brain. Hey, I fucked my life up and I did it with my own 2 hands. It's hard to bear the pain when you can only blame yourself. It's even harder when you're living life in that hell and people don't know exactly just how far I had fell.
I'm trying hard, but I can't get by. Life's been pain and I don't know why. I found my way to a better life. I just gotta pray that I don't get high.
I was psychotic. You think you're living life in a dream, but it's a nightmare when you piss and shit when you sleep. But I never told a soul because that shit is insane. How could I ever pretend that I was anything of a man? I was a child. I took away all my grandpa's cars, his bank accounts, identity. and all of his cars. I ruined everything that the man had built for himself, but he never stopped loving me, he just swallowed the pill. How could I do this? That fucking man was my father. He used to shoot guns and take me fishing up at the river. This was a man that would never ever leave me alone, as my mom worked 2 jobs and my father was gone. I'm trying hard but I can't get by. My life has been pain and I don't know why. I found my way to a better life. I just gotta pray that I don't get high. But now I sit here 20 feet away at his stead. Until he takes his last breath, I'll be beside him at his bed. And I'm the last person that will ever get to hold his hand. I'm just another fucked up man that I just can't stand. But I try to push it all aside without a tear in my eye, so I can raise my kid, because I want her to fly. And my biggest fear is that I can't be a father. I wanna lift her up and make her into something I wasn't. And in sobriety I battle with these demons in my head. They tell me kill yourself, she's better if you're dead. But I know what you were doing. You just wanna take her soul, take all the weight off me and leave it crushing on her bones. But you'll never have her. I'll fucking stand at these gates with my armor in place and shatter all of your pain you ever send in her way. I'm right here in your face, and I'll show her with love everything she always deserves. Don't worry, Firefly, cause your daddy is strong, and I would never leave you alone in a broken world.
Wow. Whew.
Thank you very much for sharing that. I appreciate it greatly.
Not a problem. Wow, that was a great song. I may or may not have been dancing while that song was playing.
Oh,
It's really catchy. So, anyways, are you ready for the surprise, Scott?
what's the surprise? What do we got?
Okay. So I'm just gonna do this. So Scott here is gonna become the host of the show. And I'm gonna become the guest, and he can ask me any questions that he has for me, because I know it's our first time meeting. So yeah, take it away.
Perfect. Okay, I get ready for it now. All right.
Oh boy.
Okay. So I like to think on a very deep level. So let me ask you this. What is your driving force? What is your reason for waking up? What is your why? What is your reason for waking up every day, dealing with all of the difficult things that life has to throw at you? Why do you continue moving forward?
Oh man, that's a deep question. Well, it's quite simple. I want to make this world a better place. I want to help people. I want to bring people together and stuff, and and that's what gets me up in the morning. It's just that hope that whatever I'm doing is making at least a small impact in at least one person's life.
Yeah, I think that boils down to purpose, right? You got to have a purpose. And it
Mm-hmm.
sounds like you have found a purpose, and I think that keeps driving you moving forward and doing what you're doing. And I think that what you're doing is a beautiful thing, and that you should definitely keep doing it, regardless of whatever you do. Do not create an expectation, okay? Because expectations, you never know. Life's like a river, and you have to learn
Mm-hmm.
to go down the river with the river. If you fight against it, then it's just going to cause strain and suffering and mental and emotional turmoil. And you got to kind of just and the water is not always going to be calm. It's
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's going to be rough, sometimes it's going to be bumpy, but other times it's going to be calm. And you need to learn to brace for the times that it's difficult, understand that they will pass. And then when you know what, when the water's calm and the sun is shining and you're just floating there, learn to learn to soak it up. Learn to soak it up and really appreciate it, and appreciate the small things in life, because it's the small things that really matter.
Whew. Yeah, I actually needed to hear that. So thank you.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome.
All right, what's your next question?
Okay, if you were to be a solo artist of your own project to create an
Mm-hmm.
album, what would be the genre you think you would travel down? What genre resonates with you the most?
Oh man. Oh god, that's a rap.
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 Okay.
Yes. Oh, I can rap. Oh, trust me, I can rap. Okay.
You know, I'm gonna have to call you on that. I'm gonna have to hear something.
All right.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Okay. Okay. Hold up. Hold up. Actually, let me. Okay. So, few years ago, I wrote, I guess you could say, a poem sort of thing, but
Yeah.
I my dream actually is to have that turned into an actual song.
Okay.
But like I
I would.
haven't
I would love
found
to hear. I would love to hear the poem if you have it.
I I'm getting it right now. I
Okay.
haven't really found anyone who, because I don't have like a studio or anything
Mhm.
to do that.
Yeah.
So like I haven't really found anyone who'd be willing to help me. So I'm kind of stuck on that.
Well, let's hear it. Where now? Where are you located?
Canada.
Canada. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. You did say that. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
Canada, but like I grew up in New Hampshire actually.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see if I can find this cuz
Yeah, go ahead. Take your time.
um keep on talking if you want. Trying to I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it right now. Hold on.
Well, if we were to continue talking, I think I would say that um, meaningful hip hop. Um, I'm not a huge fan of trashy hip hop, and I guess I won't dive too far down that road. But meaningful hip hop stuff with depth that means something that makes you think, I think has a very poetic nature to it.
Mhm. Oh, I got it. I got it.
Beautiful.
Finally.
Let's hear it.
Okay. I even have the tune and everything. It just
Okay.
needs to be turned into music now.
All
Okay?
right.
All right.
Let's hear it.
Sometimes I think to myself what the world would be like without war. Sometimes I think to myself what the world would be like with peace and love. Peace and love are the healing medicine of the earth. It definitely wasn't designed to be a curse. Why is there space for negativity? Why is there room for disrespect? Come on now, can't you see? A vision of the world so kind of free, where people get along and can relate and communicate and love and do not hate. So start spreading your love and fly like the dove. Don't doubt and be a friend and love until no end. Sometimes I think to myself what the world would be like without hate. Sometimes I think to myself, might the world be on time or too late? Hate sucks the good energy out and puts more people in doubt. In doubt. So start spreading your love and fly like the dove. Don't doubt and be a friend and love until no end. We are the people and we are the fuel. We decide whether this world is nice or cruel. It's time to realize that we're human and one. So let's start to mingle, connect, and have fun. Let's spread the kindness and the peace and spread the negativity to the very least. We, yeah, you get the point. Get the point. It's long, but
Ah,
yeah,
you did a good
you get
job.
the
You did a
point.
good job, and it sounds like behind that you get a little bit of a voice too.
Yes, I do. Yeah. So like I have it in my head.
Mhm.
It just needs to get out of my head and turn into something.
So now, well, now that I heard your song, now I have a very another profound question. So it sounds to me like you have a very strong desire for the world to reach a place of peace and stability.
Mhm.
Do
Yes.
you, do you think we're capable of that?
Yes. I
You do.
mean, sure, it's gonna take some time, but with all this technology today and social media and all these tools that allow us to connect with people from all over the world. For example, I have a whole bunch of friends in like Pakistan and India and Nigeria and stuff. So
Yeah.
I think the more that people connect with each other,
Mhm.
the better this world will be, and that's what I'm doing. I'm bringing people together and stuff, and connecting people with each other and everything. So
Well,
yeah,
well,
I know.
that I think that is the most crucial thing for you to understand is it takes people like you to connect those people because first off, you have to understand. So you stated that you have friends and they around several different areas around the
Hmm.
world. Now
Yes.
you have to take into consideration there's different social beliefs, different religious beliefs, different political beliefs, different all these barriers that we bind ourselves by, right? And we stay in the box that we have designed for ourselves. But it's about breaking those barriers. It's about breaking the
Right.
barriers and not choosing not to see what we have that's not in common and choosing to see in each other what we do have in common, the things that we can connect with and that we can relate to, and then be able to have a good conversation between two people. And it takes people that are brave enough to stand up and say, I want to make this world a better place and continue that journey no matter what that journey is. And like you said, sometimes, you know what? Your journey might be just one instance where you changed the setting for just two people, and that
Hmm.
that has an impact over time. Because I read a lot of things that talk about the healing journey for anyone as a collective, as on the whole planet, is to heal yourself, heal what's inside of you first. That is the key.
Yes. Oh. Okay. Technical issues. Just give it a couple seconds. Uh. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Okay. I don't know what to do now. All right, just okay. So I'm just gonna keep on talking and
You're
oh,
good. I was trying to talk the whole time. Somebody's just it's a spam caller leaving me an extremely long voicemail, which was extremely annoying. But look,
ah,
let me tell you this. Let me tell you this too. And if I was going to tell you something very very important in my experience in life, so you are trying to spread light, love in a place where darkness, hate, and evil are very, very real things. And I'm going to tell you right now, it d- this is going to sound very odd, but
mhm.
isn't it convenient that our call gets cut the second we start diving into that topic? It's because innately in in creation, in the universe, good and evil are like a pendulum, and
Mhm.
humanity itself, the universe itself, is constantly in a sway. And I'm telling you that right now, that if you dedicate yourself to light and love, be prepared because that thing is going to try to affect you and taint you. It's going to try to create any roadblock that it can to stop you. It will because it doesn't want that. It doesn't want that for this world. So you need to be resilient. You need to be strong, and you need to be able to see those things when they arise. You need
Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. I know. Trust me. I may be only 25 years old, but the amount of experience that I've been through, especially within these past 4 years,
yeah.
yes, I know what you're talking about. If you think that my journey from getting here from USA to Canada was just a big old la di da, I'm gonna come here to Canada and get married to my husband. No, it's been a long journey to get this to this point. But
Yeah.
yes, very important
Yeah.
to say.
And
Yes.
it's important to tell you to just know that what you're doing is right and stay true to that thing and move forward no matter what the obstacles. And I hate to glorify it in this sense, but like for me personally, because of my health issues, every day I wake up and it's like I'm preparing myself for the battle of the day. Some battles are easier won than others. Some days are
Mhm.
not so much. But every day I wake up and I do a lot of things. Like I think you've seen on social media, I'm very active in physical fitness. I
Yes.
take ice baths. I try to take care of myself the best that I can. I try to be as kind to people as I humanly possibly can. And I try to stay as true to that thing as possible, or even something as my recovery. My recovery hasn't been absolutely perfect either. Yes, I've been sober from drugs and alcohol for almost 9 years, but trust me, that darkness will try to find its way into your life in any way, shape, and form that it can. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be anything of compulsive nature. And for me, for a while, it was gambling. And at first, I didn't understand and think that I was doing anything wrong because everybody does this. It's not a big deal. Well,
Mhm.
it ended up becoming a big deal for me. It ended up becoming something that I felt like I was losing myself over, and it brought me to this place. And I hate to sound super severe, but it brought me to this place where I started to devalue my own life so much so that I didn't really want to take part in it anymore. And
Oh.
yeah, I'm being light when I say that, but it's the truth. I went through a very severely traumatic situation in 2024 that is something that I'm not wholeheartedly comfortable talking with yet. But like I said, when you talk about the universe, you talk about good and evil, you talk about God, you talk about, you can call it a million different things. You can call it whatever you want. They call it so many different things in so many different cultures and so many different religions around the world. But that thing is very real, and I can tell you that evil is very real. And I felt the presence of that thing in my life substantially, to the point where I felt like I needed to seek help. And I'm not talking about psychological health. I mean, I've dealt with mental health stuff throughout my life. This was not that thing. This was not. This was something completely different. And but in the end, it ended up helping me because it helped me reconnect with what I believe is my higher power. I have now not gambled at all in over 5 months. And it's one more thing I can check off that bucket list of things that of bad habits that caused me guilt, shame, and remorse, to throw it behind me and say, you know what, that's one more battle that I won that I can put behind me. And now I'm moving forward with a clear head, a clear conscience, and a good heart.
Oh wow. That's. Are you kidding me? Not again. Oh man.
Can you see me?
Yes, I
Okay,
can.
good. Perfect. I just
Please.
completely.
Oh.
Yeah, hold on. There we go. There we go. Man,
Can
those spam callers, man.
oh,
Jeez.
dude, yeah, I've been getting those too. I've been getting those calls too. It's so freaking annoying. Like,
I have to keep my phone on silent 24/7 because I get so many of them. I mean, I own a small construction company and I'm constantly getting blown up with spam, ad leads and everything. So I keep my
oh,
phone on silent. And if it's important, or a client or a homeowner, then I can just return the call. But yeah, aside from that,
okay.
but yeah, like I said, you know, that would be another piece of advice I would give to someone in recovery. Is sometimes recovery comes in phases. Some people transition from being heroin addicts to being on Suboxone. And yeah, that might not be their complete pure sobriety that they're absolutely looking for. But you know what? It's a step in the right direction. It's a step in a
Right.
direction that will help improve their quality of life. And then from there, take the next step. And then take the next step. And as things come at you, and as you deal with things, you just get further along, you get better at it. And eventually you'll reach a point where you can sustain from anything compulsive, for that matter, because there's a million different things on planet Earth that you can, people can become addicted to shopping, they can become addicted
Mhm.
to food, they can become addicted to, you know, anything that triggers a reward response inside of the body naturally wants to do. Why? Because it creates dopamine.
Right.
It makes you feel good, and you want to feel good in life. But people need to accept that you're not supposed to feel good all the time. Me,
Right.
I've reached this stage in my life where if I'm going through something painful, I actually feel a little bit of gratitude for it. And the reason why I say that is because the most beautiful, pristine, peaceful, graceful moments of my entire life came after the most brutal moments of my life. So when I'm experiencing pain, my key goal is to get through it, get to the other side, see what it is that God was trying to teach me at that time, and
Hmm.
what, move forward in my life. And on the other side is some light. It's some peace. It's beautiful, really. The
Hmm.
flow of life is beautiful. The key is to not resist it. Don't resist it, because the only time it becomes a problem is this: if you go through something hard, difficult, that is attached to a lot of pain or trauma, this is where it becomes a problem. When you take it in, it goes to channel through you, and you hold on to it. You cling to it, and you refuse to let it go. That story plays out in your brain over and over and over and over and over again. And I know this sounds simple, and I know it's not simple for a lot of people, and it has not been simple for me, but you have to let it go.
Hmm.
Whatever is weighing you down, whatever you're holding on to, whatever hurts you, forgive it. Forgive it, not for the sake of forgiving the circumstance or not forgiving the person. Forgive it for you. So is that you can finally release that thing from your body and let it drift off into space and time, where you can move forward in a beautiful manner and choose to be a completely different person.
Wow. I was actually dealing with something like that earlier today, and what you just said right there, perfect.
Thank
I
you.
needed to hear that. For real. For real. Yeah,
Well, and
guys.
one thing I also want to be clear on is whenever I'm doing an interview or speaking, specifically when it has to do with any related to personal development or anything spiritual or anything remotely like that, I try my hardest not to get emotionally involved, because if I do, then my ego is going to take over, and
Right.
I'm going to feel the urge to be right. And sometimes when you have that urge to be right, your urge to be right is more important than the truth. And I would
Right.
rather just have the truth come through me, whether it's what you want to hear or don't want to hear. I think it's more important for people to hear the truth than it is for them to hear my opinion. So if anything good has come out of my mouth today, please understand that that's just the universe just using me and allowing me to just have the blessing of being able to speak it to other people. But I deserve no pat on the back for anything that comes out of my mouth that's good, because it's just consciousness channeling through me.
You're too modest, man. You're too modest. I do have another question for you though.
Yeah.
So, like I warned you before, you're probably going to be getting more followers, people from
Beautiful.
my network,
Yeah.
and I was wondering if you were okay in letting my friends interview you as well.
Absolutely. Let's go. Listen, I'm an open book. So just so everybody's aware, if you ask me a question, I'm going to give you the straightforward answer of my own personal experience up until this point. It's going to be very honest. So I am open to absolutely everything and anything. You can ask me anything in the world, and I'm just going to give you my dead honest answer.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna add you. So I have a very special exclusive, not everybody gets in their group chat I have on Messenger, called
Yeah.
Spotlight Lounge, and it's filled with people that I either have made a post about on Facebook. I mean, if you've seen any of my posts on your newsfeed, I'm sure you've seen them. Either that or people that I've specifically had on my show, and they're all amazing people. In fact, there was actually one person watching that is actually a part of the Spotlight Lounge that I had added yesterday, or I
Oh,
think it was the day before. So I'm gonna add you to that, and you're gonna automatically be connected with 16 other people.
okay. Let's go.
So, and then I'm gonna connect you with a few of my other musician songwriter friends that I have as well. Because you know me, I I connect people. I'm the
Hey,
bridge.
that's a beautiful thing.
Yo. You see, I don't help people by directly helping them. I help them by connecting with the people that they need to connect with
Well,
and all that.
to me, that sounds like a very, very important role.
Yep, because someone needs to be a bridge around here.
Yeah.
And
Someone's got to do it, and it sounds like you have allowed that weight to be put on you, and that's a beautiful thing, and you should
you
definitely
know
keep.
what? It's really not a weight.
Mhm.
It's not really a weight on my shoulders. I have fun doing this.
Oh,
I
that's even more
love
beautiful.
I love here. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't have a job right now. I'm
Yeah,
not working. I don't want to work
I get
because
it.
what I'm doing on Facebook and everything, it's like it gives me so much more satisfaction than a typical 9 to 5 job could ever give me.
I
And
completely understand. I was a full-time musician for quite a few years, so I get it.
yeah, and yeah, so I'm gonna I'm gonna bring you into my crew. You know, get yourself.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. So, yeah, all right. Wow, 46 minutes. Dang, that's impressive. So, this marks the end of the 38th episode on my show. I would like to thank Scott for joining on such short notice cuz I legit asked an hour before. So, thank you, Scott.
You're
You
very
are
welcome.
amazing. To my audience, please connect with him. You can learn a lot from him. He's been through stuff. He knows what he's talking about. And he's awesome. Go to his YouTube channel, watch his song, subscribe to his YouTube channel, follow him on Facebook, you know, have him on your show and everything. Let's get this guy out there cuz he has a story that needs to be shared with the world, and it's a very inspiring story. So that's
Thank
it.
you.
Do you have any final messages before we end this today?
Peace and love.
Perfect. Short and sweet. Peace and love. Don't go anywhere, Scott, but I will be ending the show now, okay?
Okay.
Bye for now, guys.